So here's a video to help you with a few of the proofs in 4.7. Just a reminder, I'm not doing all these proofs. The front ones are actually really nice. You pretty much are working with a single one or two missing steps. So on the first one, you have parallel lines, so you need to figure out if you have corresponding alternate interior, alternate exterior angles. Looking at this, you have a Z, so if you remember the Z shape, you have an alternate interior angles. This one here, you're looking at a vertical set of angles here. On number 3, what you're looking at is you have some reflexive going on, and then because of the midpoint, you have to define what the midpoint means. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to jump to the back. I'm going to look at number 4, because I like that one. It's a little bit pretty. So on number 4, given information. So given information is anything that is pre-marked in the situation. So number 1, segment MN, and because M is congruent to R, here I know M goes to R down here, so MN is congruent to RO. And also I know that angle MON and angle RNO are right angles. So angle RNO and angle, not R, so MON are right angles. That's the first given information that I have. So with that, that is given to me. So from there, I look here and I see I have a reflexive side here, shared side between these two triangles. So step 2, ON, so ON and NO go together. So segment NO is congruent to segment ON. 2, reflexive, property of congruence. So I just proved that congruent, so I'm going to mark that on here. And so I'm color coding so you guys know what's going on. So that's purple. Kind of hard to see, but it is. So the next one I got, I'm going to look at here. I have nothing really else. I know I have a leg and I have a hypotenuse. Can't do anything with MO and RN, but I do have right angles. So if I have right angles, I can either try to do angle, angle, side, angle, or a side, angle, side. Anything with the angles, or I can look at HL if I can state that I have a right triangle. Now, with this, I have right angles, so I can state that I have right triangles. So, number 3, triangle MON, and triangle, so MON, RNO are right triangles. Since I know that they're right triangles, what did I use? I used the definition of right triangle because I knew I had right angles, so I know these are a definition of right triangles. So step 3 is definition of right triangles. Number 4. So what I'm going to look at is, do I have an H? Do I have an L? So do I have a hypotenuse and do I have a leg? And then I'm going to say, I got right triangles because we just did that step. So I have hypotenuse, leg. So I do know that triangle MON is congruent to triangle RNO by the HL theorem, so by HL. Since my triangles are congruent, every corresponding part of those two congruent triangles are congruent. So now I can state that angle M and angle R are congruent. So, also if I read it correctly, is congruent to R. And that reasoning from 4.7 is CPCTC, or corresponding parts congruent, triangles are congruent. Okay. So with that, that's what you're working with on here. So just make sure, that was one of the harder proofs. You're trying to prove your triangle's congruent, and then you're working it out. What you'll also need to do is you'll need to look at the other 2 videos that are with 4.7. I will tag them into the page. With 4.8, what you want to look at is you're going to look at base angles, and that will be a second video that I'll make here in just a minute.